I hate Chicago. They still got my car.
Welcome to Improving Business on Web Talk Radio, where business and personal finances take the front row seat. I'm Brandon Norris.
I'm Rick Norris.
And today we'll be telling you about the 1925 spectacular thrill artist, Alfano the Great, my great-grandfather.
Yeah, and Brandon, in any situation, people use strategy. They do different things like coaching a team, career strategies, sometimes marriage strategies, trying to find a husband or a wife.
Yeah.
And
I always strategize on big holiday meals what I'm going to eat first so that I don't get full. So there's all sorts of strategies.
Yes, I noticed that single space list that you had of strategic items every time. It's pretty amazing.
Avoid stuffing.
Okay. Or stuffy talking.
Oh, true.
Okay, there we go. Well, so anyway, Alfano the Great, who happens to be my grandfather, was a spectacular thrill artist in 1925 that was hired to cross between two large buildings in order to draw customers. And he did a bunch of things up there to try to attract customers. I bet you can't guess on some of those that he did on the tightrope walk.
Walking? Tightrope walking?
That's very good. He not only tightrope walk on his feet, he did it on his hands.
Okay.
He hung there by his hands. He rode a bicycle between the two buildings. He walked with a firearm because he was in World War I. Discharged the firearm. He also did wheelies, and he would be able to ride a bicycle across and hit the brakes and go flying off the bicycle onto the building. From what I was reading, and
that's crazy.
And you would think that, every grandfather has a tall tale. And they have these different things, but we actually have proof. We actually have advertisements that talk about what he does, and we have a poster board that has his picture on it that's on the website, I believe, that shows his picture in the stunts that he did.
Wow.
So, there's a strategy that they would have to be taken, and this is in 1925. To give you a background in 1925, this was the era of Al Capone and Chicago and the Mafia. This was an era of the Roaring Twenties, the Great Gatsby. And tell me what you know about the Great Gatsby and F. Scott Fitzgerald.
Well, it was kind of like a book that made fun of the rich, how excessive they were and petty they were in comparison to poor people, and kind of like the class inequality sort of story.
And my grandfather, at 25 years old, being in this country since age 12, was one of those people. People living in the Roaring 20s, but not necessarily getting the spoils that a lot of people did in the 20s, of course, before the Great Depression, which hit in 29. Also in 25 is Mr. Capone narrowly escaped an assassination attempt. So Chicago was a pretty wild place at this time. And my grandfather actually had an overall strategy in more than just crossing between two buildings. He was trying to build up money, and I bet you couldn't guess why.
Buy a house?
Before that.
Get a wife?
There it is.
Yeah, 1925.
That's right, because in 1929, he would go to Italy, to where he was born in Merano Principato, which is outside of Cosenza in southern Italy, where the toe of the boot is, to marry a woman that is 10 years younger than him.